Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. This time it's Minecraft, yay! I just want to show you my little item storage system which I've developed a few days ago. And I think I could show it to you because it's pretty good. So the idea behind it is that I don't want to use hoppers, but at least I need to use 2 hoppers for every item which will be stored into here. And nah, I could do it better, but I'm too bored for it now. This here is mostly dropper build. I really love droppers. I'm currently doing a lot of with droppers and also try to make one without even one hopper, but it's not possible, and also without even just one chest. Maybe I will make another video for it, but it's not done. So, well, there is the big one, and it took me around 1 week to complete this here, but at least I realized that it don't work like I've explained. As I've think, but whatever. So, yes, this here is it. It's really very compact. I didn't expected that, but it's good. So I will explain how the machine works in steps. So I will mean, so the first step was doing, and the second step is that and that, and yeah. So the first, yes, I'm doing it really, is you need to put some items into the hopper, which will transport items into one dropper, so it's not activated yet because I'm coming to it now. The item, the dropper drops the items into the water stream, and it should land inside the dropper. Inside the hopper, damn. Dropper and hopper. They're nearly the same. So whatever, it's now stored into the dropper, but it's not activated. Why? Here is a clock which will push out the items out the dropper and let it go to the water stream. But it's not activated, and you need to activate it. And that's pretty easy. So there are currently 8 item holders, as I would call it, which will store the items first in this dropper here, then in this hopper, then into chest, then in this dropper, and last but not least into this item hopper. And it's raining again, damn. So, whoop. That shouldn't happen, but whatever. Give me a minute. Finally. So now you need to flip one of the lever. I will kill this here. And as you can hear, it's working. So it's now dropping the items out of it, and they will go into this hopper here. And as you can see, there's a lamp which will blown up, and this is the only hopper, this is the only comparator I'm using for the complete circuit. That's pretty cool. Well, this is not necessary, but it's just fine to see how the items will go into the chest and then into the dropper. So, as you can see, the other hoppers will not let the item go inside of it. Just this here is activated, and that's the funny part about it. So next I want to explain it to you pretty easily. I hope I can explain it. So the items goes into this hopper, hopefully into this hopper, but I could also explain it with this here because it's nearly the same. So inside of here there is a dropper under it. Usually you don't need a dropper, but I just think it's another item holder with nine stacks, and so I also added it. So here's another block and a redstone torch. The redstone torch is currently on and it's triggering the dropper here. No, not at the moment. So the thing about dropper is that they will be activated like a butt switch. So if a redstone signal goes on, it will be activated directly, it's not triggered. But whatever. So this block here is triggering or powering the hopper, and when a hopper is powered by a redstone torch or by a redstone signal itself, it's blocked. So well, how I could explain it? Item will not go into it if you drop an item into here. No, it will not be going into the hopper, and that's because the hopper is triggered. And if the hopper is triggered, it will not let the items into go it. Or also, what's possible? I will build it. And yes, my inventory is a bit full, but whatever. If I will drop an item into here, it will be going into this hopper, but now it's in here, and what I completely forgot. Okay, make it again. So the item is now in here and go into this hopper here. So the hopper is triggered, and because of that, they will not give the item into the next hopper. Yes, it could, but don't do, because as you can see here, if my mouse is also recording, but hopefully, so in the right upper corner you can see Minecraft double dot hopper enabled true. That means that the hopper here is enabled, and if it's enabled, it will let the items the items will go down into it, and also it will let the items go into the next hopper, chest, dropper, whatever. Will any storage item, no, any block which can store items. So if it's not enabled, it will not let an item go into it, so they will stand onto the hopper. And also, if the hopper is not activated, or that means if it's not triggered by a redstone signal, it will not let the items go into the next. Pretty complicated to explain it, but don't matter for it. So after that, if the clock is activated, which is nearly every time if you flip a lever. So also what I found out is if you flip a lever, just one dropper will be activated. I've tried to make this possible because otherwise it would be extremely annoying, and also this is annoying. So, and here are levers which activate the redstone repeaters, which will activate the redstone repeaters, powering a block and then the redstone torch. So the redstone torch is inverted at the moment. There's no redstone signal coming from the block or going into this block, so it's activated. And then the signal will going into another redstone repeater, and then powers this block, the redstone torch, and power that here, and so on. So also on this side, here's a little clock I made it, which will power every dropper and hopper. Oh, yeah. So exactly, its power is. It will activate this dropper here, so it can be push items into the chest, and also it will no longer activate the hopper. Yes, that could be whatever. So also here is a whetstone dust line under it, which will go into another whetstone torch, then into this clock, and one signal will go up and go into the dropper, which will push items out of it and let it fall into the water stream, which will be then go into. So I made a test here because if the signal is on, so if one lever is flipped, the western signal will power this block, the western dust will go on, the western torch off, and the clock works, and so on and so on. Because western clocks are pretty annoying, also with droppers, so it could be really loud, and that means that I made it this western line here, and only if one lever is flipped, the western signal would go on, the clock will be activated, and the complete process will be... it's working. So also I made it this here, which is... good question. This will... I think this will let the western signal up to here to this dropper, which then push items out of it. Yes, so I'm also working on automatically item sorting system, but as you can see, it's pretty big, and I don't like to burst into it at the moment, because so at the same time the hopper is being triggered, so the item will go out of it, and also the dropper. That means there's not even one clock which will activate the dropper that will push the items into the chest and then make everything possible. So I need to find a solution for it, but that shouldn't be that complicated as I think. Yes, so this for it, it's pretty complicated to explain it, but could be possible a tutorial for the mechanism, and also for the chestless and nearly hopper chest version will be coming in the next days. And I think that's for it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.